Yella Home
with Anna Schofield
and Big Hass.
It's Big Hash right here, ladies and gentlemen, Pulse 95 Radio. And man, oh man, been talking about this all day. Because of the, of course, Emirati Women's Day. We are celebrating, highlighting, and showing love, giving flowers to our Emirati, sisters out there. And man, oh man, we got the first female Emirati cellist. Her name is Elham Al Marzooqi. What I love about her is her dedication and how she was able to break a lot of barriers using art and using, an instrument that maybe we are not too familiar with, and just incredible. I can't wait to get down and just understand even more. And I hope she appreciates the hip-hop background that I have right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Elham, we're going to say salam alaikum.
Hello, alaikum assalam.
How are you, sister? How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Great to be here.
Oh, it's an awesome to be here. Thank you so much. Next time we gotta have you in the studio so we can see you.
For sure.
No,
definitely.
God bless you. First of all, I really want to know from you, like, give me the story, the backstory, you and this beautiful instrument. Like, how did you connect with the cello?
Well, I do need to, preface all of this with a backstory. So my whole cello journey was not very conventional. So my mother, when back in the 80s, she had a music institute. She was the head of the music institute. She set it up by herself, and when there was pretty much nothing around here. And I was 5 years old, and she made me start piano. So I had the whole Western training, piano lessons, all of that. And then that went all the way through to college. And my parents were quite unconventional in the sense that they actually wanted me to go to university to study music.
Wow.
So I was the one
your
who said,
your parents wanted that?
Yes.
My
Emirati parents wanted that.
Blessings. That's incredible. So, see, that's why I talked about breaking stereotypes from the beginning. Yalla.
So what I did was I was like, I'm not. The thing is with piano is I didn't feel that it was, totally my instrument. Yes, we went through the whole training, etc. And it was only when I went to university to study actually English and French. I spent a year in France.
Wow.
And then I went. Sorry?
You parles français?
Oui, je parle français.
Oh, that's it. I'm flexing right now. That's the only thing I know.
That's another story.
Oh my God.
But then I came back to the UK because we have a place in the UK as well. My parents go to all the time.
Okay.
And they're like, well, what do you want to do? It's like, you know what? I think I'm going to study law. And they just turned around and said, what?
Wow.
What about music? No. Let's study law. And I was doing piano still in the background. I did my studies at law at Bristol University, and then I did a master's in law, and then I went to become a fully trained lawyer in an English law firm.
Elham, I'm interested. Why law? Like, quickly.
It was basically, it seemed like a natural progression from English and French. That was why. And I was always fascinated by our, arguments in court, etc. All of that.
You debate good? You're a good debater?
So you can speak to my husband about that.
Shout out to him. What's his name? Let's shout him out.
My husband's British. He's Anthony.
Shout out Anthony, man. Perfect. That sounds super good. Okay. So the transition between. Go ahead.
The transition, so just to cut a small short, to cut a long story short, I then decided. Went to Bahrain. I, did my work there. I kept having this burning desire because I was at a Russian music school and I was like, okay, I'm doing all of this piano and everything and it's so rigorous, but I want to be in an orchestra. I was just like, it was just this burning desire and it was always in the back of my mind. But it was cello. It was definitely the lower register instruments. And I heard so many recordings, for example, by Rostropovich, by Yo-Yo Ma, and I'm like, I want to start this. And I had this, there was an opportunity. I found an instrument, the cello. I found a teacher and I'm like, let's go. So we went there, and because I had all of the training I had with the classical training, it was much easier for me. Yes, it had its challenges as well, because cello, I actually find it a much more difficult instrument in terms of technique than piano. Because there's a whole
what was I got you. What was like the first experience you holding the cello? Like how was it like?
Now we're talking a while back, but I was thinking it was a kind of an alien thing to me first of all. But then when you start playing the first the open strings and you hear the vibrations against your chest, you're like, what? So this is something that I really wanted to excel. Now I'll tell you one thing, the cello or any of these stringed instruments, it's not an instrument of instant gratification. We're not like, I'm going to, rock up a tune here. It doesn't work like that, because there's so many things you have to work on. And sometimes I despair when people I was like, I haven't got a teacher. I'm like, no, you need a good teacher. I haven't got a teacher and I'm doing these instruments. I'm like, no. But, I am quite academic. I want to do things the right way. So
and more power to you for that. More power to you.
I was like, right. I got the teachers. I actually then went. This was before I had kids. I went every week to rehearsals in Dubai, because I was then in an orchestra. After a couple of years, I ended up in an orchestra there, and went back and forth. And then I got married. We decided to have our son in the UK.
Blessings.
So for the first 1.5 years, we had no help. And I ended up saying, right, Anthony, here's baby Jacob. I'm going to go and have my lesson for 2 hours. Went to commute.
And he was supportive of that. He was supportive of that, which is beautiful.
Oh, he is more than supportive.
Alhamdulillah,
he's the one that's pushing and pushing. He's like, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to stop you. You do what you need to do.
Amazing. And that's beautiful.
So,
seriously
and
beautiful.
That's what you need. That's what you need, because sometimes you do feel down. Sometimes you're like, well, what am I doing? I'm not getting better. I'm not doing, but you need someone in the background to be your cheerleader.
100%. Which brings me to my next question. What would you say are the main challenges? Like not technically, I'm talking socially. Like where you
socially. Yeah. Well, okay. So basically, as a mom and as a lawyer, we have this whole time management issue. Now, my kids grew up with me and the cello stuck to my side.
Bless.
So they know. They're like, oh God, cello. The first words are cello that's coming out of their mouth. So they know. It's like, oh, Mom, are you practicing? Yes, I'm practicing. Why are you practicing? Well, to get better. Yeah. So they have this whole inbuilt. And then you have the time management when it comes to work. We are working from home at the time being, so it's easier. But when we go back to work, you have to find the time.
Right.
So I try at least like 1 or 2 hours a day, to try and sort out all my things, because I have lessons every week. I go to Dubai.
Mashallah.
I'm in Abu Dhabi. I go to Dubai every week, on top of the orchestra that, I'm doing at the moment. To attend lessons, with a fantastic teacher, you have to go forward. You have to.
You have to definitely. I totally understand, and it's that journey. It's the process. Elham, really honored to have you on the show. I wanna know when you tell people, like you play the like you play this instrument, specifically Emiratis. How do they react to that?
Well, this is the thing, they are really surprised. But nowadays, with the younger generation, and the younger generation are so much more in tune with whatever is around them, and they are so much more, willing to break barriers.
Facts.
You have
it's a bit easier as well. It's a bit easier to do that with the internet, with just a social media post. Yeah.
So it's like, and plus with the Emiratis as well, now we can do anything, in a way. We can do anything. We're pushed to high positions of power, etc. So doing something like cello, it's not conventional in the sense that you're a performing artist.
Yes.
But my job is to think, right, I'm putting myself out there. I'm a mom, of 2 kids. I'm married. I've got a job that is also demanding, Yet I can put this for you. I can do this as well. There is no reason that you can't do this.
I got to play this tune. You know this tune in the background? Can you hear this?
Yes.
This is for you because you're a hero. You're one of our heroes.
Definitely.
You know,
Yes.
For me, what you just said, every single kind of, maybe, mom in the car right now, or someone that has like work in between home and their dreams, you impacted them, I'm pretty sure. And I thank you so much for saying that. It comes with set of challenges. It's not easy. Like, it's not something.
Yes.
So more power to you, sis. I really wish you all the best, of course.
Thank you.
But for the Emiratis that know that you play this, what's like the craziest feedback you got other than shock? Was like, why are you doing this? Like,
no, they don't think I'm Emirati.
What?
That is the craziest feedback.
What? No. What? Why is that
I
even
honestly,
a thing? I mean,
I'm not joking.
We're kind of similar right here. I'm a blue-eyed Saudi Arabia. I'm from Medina,
Yeah,
so like,
I don't look Emirati. I know this. I mean, but they honestly, because I think it's so shocking to them that, if you're on social media, you're playing this, you're putting yourself out there, with an instrument that they don't know.
Yes.
It's not traditional,
It's not. It's
so
not.
they're like, oh, I'm sure she's a foreigner, blah, blah, blah. They made a mistake.
No.
That's okay. That's okay. You know what? It's little by little. You can't just break and whatever and think people will understand. It's little by little. So,
100%.
We've made great strides and we're a young country.
100%.
So fair play.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to ask you a question, then take a short break,
Sure.
then come back to you. I want to know from you, and we're going to talk about, the Firdaus orchestra and all the
Yes.
things. What do you think about merging, like cello with the local instrument? Is that something that, for example,
Yes, of course.
What are your thoughts
I mean,
about that?
Yes, we are doing. I mean, if when I speak about the Firdaus Orchestra, I'll speak a bit more
Nice.
later. But in terms of the instruments that the Arabic instruments, and you have because we are playing Western traditional, instruments. Western traditional style. I'm playing the Western traditional style. You have your Arabic instruments, the
Nice.
oud and everything. You will know, you will see, or you will listen when you listen to us in the Firdaus what we mean when we are merging these instruments
And that's
together.
amazing. Definitely can't wait to do that. We're going to take a short break.
Yalla Home
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
And man, oh man, it's Pulse 95 Radio. It's Big House right here, flying solo. I'm always trying to impress my guests, and we are having, of course, the first female Emirati cellist, Elham Al Marzooqi. She is, when you speak to somebody, you become like a little bit about them, and then you speak to them, you see them, you become more of a fan. That's where I am, Elham. Again, thank you so much for joining us on Yalla Home and Pulse 95 Radio, Sharjah's first and only English radio station. So thank you for your time again, Elham. Really appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Elham, are you a fan of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or what?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. She
Definitely.
That's amazing. So you
Who isn't?
You vibe with this. A little bit of cello right here. Yeah. Elham, I want to talk about Al Firdaus. Tell me about Al Firdaus orchestra project. How did that come about? What is it, and why do people have to know more about it? I'm really interested to know.
Well, okay. So to start off with, the Firdaus Orchestra it's a visionary project between Expo 2020, which is obviously everyone knows it's happening in Dubai.
Of course, yeah.
And the legendary Bollywood composer A.R. Rahman.
Oh my God.
So yes. So we have it's an all-female orchestra. We have 50 women from across 17 countries.
Wait.
including the Middle
Hold
East.
on. All female orchestra. 50.
All female orchestra.
Even the conductor, everybody.
So it was intense auditions. So it's 50 women from across 17 countries, including the Middle East.
Wow.
And the world. And it's basically our debut is going to be the Expo 2020. So that's when we're going to be launching.
We got a shout out. Big claps in the studio right here. Yes. Amazing.
So how it happened and how I got involved with this was there was a shout out for female orchestral musicians to audition for this project. So I auditioned. We had to go through grueling auditions. And
was the audition in the
got
UAE?
Selected. Sorry.
It was in the UAE. It was in.
Yes, it was in the UAE.
Okay.
It was virtual.
Okay.
So, but it was in the UAE.
Wow.
And I had to do live auditions, on Zoom, etc. And I got selected. I believe I'm the only Emirati within those 50 women.
MashaAllah.
You know.
Wow.
And,
Yo, congratulations.
And it's an amazing, for me, it's an absolutely amazing honor because you're surrounded by these amazingly talented women. And then you're also mentored by this legendary, icon, A.R. Rahman. And it's for a platform like Expo 2020.
So you met A.R. Rahman?
Oh yeah, he comes in rehearsals.
Oh my
normal.
God! You can't do that to us, fam. You can't. She can't say that. She can't say that.
Of course, we've spoken to him.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
No, he's an amazing individual, very inspiring, and we want people to come and watch us because the music that we're playing, we're going every day. We have rehearsals. I go 3 times a week, but the other ladies are going every day to rehearsals, and perform and rehearsing 4 hours a day. This is like super intense. It's the first time it's been happening. It's happening in the UAE.
Yeah.
We want people to watch us and to hear us and to really understand because there's going to be there's Arabic music, Arabic instrumentalists.
Yeah.
Women, and also you have your Western music, and it's merging together with a fusion.
Wow! I mean, wow! What are some of the instruments
So you have your normal traditional, orchestral musicians, and then you have your Arabic musicians.
Oud.
They're playing qanun. They're playing nai. They're playing tabla.
Allah.
And bazooka.
Like
and,
50 or 50
all of these kind of
50 or
for
51.
us, we just look at them, we're like, wow, how do you do this? It is, and the thing is, it's such a this culture. What's so great about it is like you're merging these 2 different cultures together to make something amazing.
Yeah.
And the arrangements that are coming out of these these music that we're so honored and we're so lucky that we're getting music arranged for us.
Amazing.
And we are
by a legend, by
this.
somebody who changed how we look at music generally.
Yes.
So wow, I can't believe it. Look how she was saying
You guys have to watch. I would love for your listeners to come and watch us. Firdaus Orchestra.
How can we do that?
Expo 2020.
Obviously, where can people follow the news? Like, what's their Instagram account?
So basically, if you guys follow me first of all,
Do that.
and I would literally put everything out there because at the moment everything is in the background. Where it's like percolating. Everything is being cooked. And for our debut.
How excited are you, Elham? How excited are you?
I am stoked. I am so excited. You don't understand this music. It's amazing.
And it's beautiful. So your account, again, we're going to say it right now. It's Elham, ELHAM, ZCELLIST. Am I right?
Yes, Elham Z Cellist.
Elham Z Cellist. Go follow her. We're definitely going to push you again right now on our socials as well. But that's incredible, the fact that you guys were talking to Elham. She is the first female Emirati cellist and أول عازفة cello في الإمارات. I want إماراتية what's the biggest misconception about cello, like generally? Because
the biggest misconception is that we're playing a big violin.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I never heard. But it's not a violin. Oh my God.
It's not a violin, but this is the thing. I remember in my old
I love that.
my previous workplace.
Sorry, have you been told that? Like this is what?
Oh yeah. I've been told, is that a guitar?
What? No, come on. What do you mean a guitar?
Honestly, because people don't know.
I hear you. But
it's a guitar. It's a big violin. They don't know what cello is. Trying to take it to the airport as well is also another issue.
Wow. See, that's crazy. These stories. This is why it's incredible what you're doing and how you're able to. What do you think we're missing in the region generally when it comes to knowledge about instruments like this? Not only the cello, there's others as well. I feel, even to be honest with you, even qanun, which is like Arabic. Sometimes people.
I think.
One second.
Yes.
I have a good friend of mine. Her name is Clarissa Bitar. She's amazing, Palestinian in the States. She plays the oud beautifully. You know what she said to me? She's like, people come up to her and said, "Yeah, but that's a man's instrument." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Oh,
and it's so weird. And when you do your research, you find out that actually sisters back in the day was playing oud وطرب وأغاني, you know,
Yeah.
and they. So
we want to break those misconceptions.
Please,
because
yeah.
also with the cello, a lot of those, except maybe one or two, you hear these legendary cellists, they're all male, most of them. So we want to break this misconception. You know, we want to show people.
Yeah, but there's a name. What's her name? Elham Al Marzooqi. Have you heard of her? Like, she's also one of the, you know, the legends. Like, she's so cool. You heard of her?
Yeah.
No.
Well, let's not get to that stage.
Elham,
we don't know yet.
If somebody, you know, male or female, wants to get into playing cello and stuff like that,
yes.
What's the process? Do you give classes yourself, for example?
No,
okay.
I don't. I'm not a teacher at
Okay.
all. I'm, you know, I am still, and I'm always going to be a student of the cello. It's a lifelong journey. It's something that even one of the legendary cellists, okay, Pablo Casals, people are asking, why are you practicing at the age of 94? He's like, because, you know, I know I can improve. Because I can get better.
Wow.
So this is a lifelong journey. People who want to take cello lessons, there are not many teachers, but if they get in contact with me, I can put them in the right direction.
Amazing. We'll definitely do that. We got 4 minutes remaining, and let's take advantage. We are celebrating Emirati, you know, obviously Women Day today, Elham, and we're celebrating you. We're giving you your flowers. I want to know your message to Emirati women out there waiting to pursue their dream, but might be nervous or afraid of what society is thinking of them. What do you tell them?
Well, I tell them you're in the greatest country to be able to break these,
Facts.
you know, these barriers. Okay, you know, we have achieved so much within this 50 years that we've existed, and you know, so nothing. I don't feel that, you know, anything should hold you back.
صح.
You know, we've come so far. We're hosting Expo 2020, and we have now this Firdaus orchestra, all female orchestra.
Female.
You
That's
know,
bad. That's mad.
And also my philosophy, my personal philosophy is, if you don't do it, you will regret it, and that's the worst thing.
Wow, what a beautiful message. And you don't have to do an instrument or whatever. It's the same thing with
anything,
me.
anything.
I love
anything.
hip-hop, and hip-hop impacted me back in 2007, and boom, khalas, I'm following that. That's incredible, Elham. What's your dream? Like, what is your personal dream in life?
Well, my personal dream is, first of all, to try and basically be the best I can be, personally, best I can be, and do whatever I can with the cello. And also, it's like, you know, provide a platform, like being known as someone who is this like music ambassador for Emiratis, who people can approach, you know, and say, right, particularly for the cello, because it's something I'm very, very passionate about, you know. So, you know, self-improvement is always going to be there until, you know, until the day I die, it's always going to be there.
Blessed.
So, but, you know, becoming a music ambassador, you know, becoming this pioneer for, you know, Emirati women when it comes to, you know, instruments, when it comes to music.
And more power to you, Salaha. Wallah, more power to you and everything that you do. The Firdaus Orchestra sounds beautiful. I didn't know it's all female, and it's happening right here. Your work is incredible, Elham, despite of everything, you know, generally the perception of I love your passion, your drive. You have an amazing energy about you. Please never stop. And shout out to Anthony, your husband, and your kids. Seriously, it takes a team, and I'm pretty sure, you know, we'll get deep next time, but I'm pretty sure some days it's tough and it's slow, and you need people like that in your life to always uplift you, which is massive. I'm gonna be a bit corny just before the news and play this record. Can you play the following record on cello? Wait 1 second.
What is that? Oh.
She's able to listen. 1 second, are you able to hear anything at all? Are you familiar with that? Oh yeah, The Godfather, obviously the theme from The Godfather.
Yeah, The Godfather, you know, it's kind of like
like very yeah, you should see her face, you guys. Like, hey, we play this. It's the same thing with
fine. No. I was thinking maybe you were talking about some Dvorak concerto.
No, but seriously, it's the same thing with guitar, I think, and Hotel California, I guess. Like, this is what guitar, like, hey, man, that's like... But seriously, you know, we have 1 more minute, and I just want to wish you all the best. It's really amazing talking to you. Any last words in less than 50 seconds? Go ahead.
please stay tuned for the Firdaus Orchestra. I am so passionate about this project, and this is going to be an orchestra. This is going to be a legacy, orchestra for us. It's all female. We are doing amazing work, and shout out to all the female musicians in the orchestra. I love you, ladies.
Amazing.
So keep.
Next time we'll have you here in the small studio. We'll have 50 people, social distancing. But Elham Al Marzooqi, thank you so much for being with us and blessing us today. Of course, you're really incredible. The first female Emirati cellist, Elham Al Marzooqi, for being with us and honoring us today as we're celebrating, of course, Emirati Women's Day. I am a fan. I'm definitely going to be there. I'm going to watch you. May Allah bless you. May Allah bless your family. And thank you again for being with us. I want you to stay on air. Thank you
for having me.
Off air. I'll talk to you off air, But yeah, you guys, we're going to be right back.
If you liked this episode of Yalla Home, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.